All right, this is the link in the chat for the class this evening. That's the link right there for the class. All right. Pleasant good evening to the class of Steele Youth this evening. Today is Saturday, the 29th of January, 2022. And it's very interesting that the year is running ahead. We're almost out of the month of January already. The first thing that we want to do is acknowledge His Excellency Olusegun Olukoya, who is the president for the class of Steele Youth. Your Excellency Architect Olusegun Olukoya, you're welcome this evening. It is good to see you in the class this evening. And we also want to acknowledge the person of our COO and the person of Her Excellency Ambassador Doreen Burunji. I want to acknowledge First Lady Jeannie Steele, who is taking some notes and observations this evening as we are preparing for the youth conference, the adults conference, or the conference for the class of Steele men and women is going to be held on the 12th and the 19th of February. The 12th of February is the women's conference, and the 19th of February is the men's conference. And after, we are going to be looking at what month are we going to put the youth conference. I'm going to meet with each and every one of the speakers, and I'll give you some instructions and some guidelines so that we can prepare for our first youth conference that is coming up. And it's going to be very exciting, I promise you. With that being said, before we go any further, I want to congratulate Suri Bangura. Suri, I'm so proud of you. I saw the photos and I saw your posts, and I just want to congratulate you on today. As a matter of fact, if you're so inclined, I would like to jump straight in and ask you personally, what was today like? Give us a little bit of a heads up on what today was like for you, please. Go ahead, Suri Bangura, on mute.
Good evening to you, Dr. Steele, and to everybody who is present here today. Today's experience was amazing. It was a mixed feeling kind of experience, you know. I had my first session with the differently able people today, this morning at around 9. And it went well. Like I said, it was a mixed feeling kind of experience, especially when you get to hear some of the challenges that they are facing in the communities and then some of the testimonies they are giving. You know, but it is normal. I was able to pass on the knowledge that I have acquired here so far. So I think it really, really helps them. As a matter of fact, at the end of it all, we were all smiling together, you know, rejoicing, and then just hoping for better things to happen in the future. So next week, Saturday again, I'll be holding my second session with them in another location in the east part of Sierra Leone. So I hope to do the same again. Like I told you, I will definitely make you proud by passing on all of the knowledge I've acquired here so far. That is your promise.
Well, what I will do for you is me and First Lady will have a conversation, and I will make the PowerPoint presentations available to you for you to be able to use those and strengthen your arm. And I want you to make us one promise. No matter if the rain fall, if the sun shine, if you have to get on a bike or if you have to run, I want you to promise us that once you start, you will not stop. Don't be discouraged. Even if you show up and only 3 or 2 or 4 persons are there alone, when you show up, deliver. When you show up, remember, if only one single person is there for you to reach, that's the person you are destined to reach. And you cannot shortchange that person because somebody else is not there. Always remember that. The one person that you have an opportunity to speak to is the one life that needs impacting at that moment. And you're responsible for giving that person the best that you have to offer. All right. So again, congratulations, and I'm very proud of you, my brother. Very, very proud of you. When I saw the photos, immediately I shared them on my post, on my status, because I'm proud of you. Well done. Come on, class of Steele. Let's celebrate his efforts and look forward to him continuing more. Well done. I want to ask Ruth. Ruth, good evening. Tell us how you are feeling and how you are recovering, please.
Oh, thank you so much, Your Excellency. Good evening and good morning from my end. It's 1:13 a.m., sorry. And thank you so much. I would like to take this opportunity to say a very big thank you to all the excellencies here, Bishop Comfort, Dr. Michael Steele, Your Excellency, Dr. Oluk, Architect, Your Excellency, Architect Olukoya Olusegun. I hope I got their name right. They all checked on me and Pretty as well. Thank you so much for taking the time to check on me. I really appreciate that so much. You really made me feel belonged and pampered. I'm feeling better now. And as you can see, I'm smiling. I'm really, really happy and healthy. Thank you so much for the time you spent praying for me and then checking up on me. I really appreciate that so much. Thank you. God bless you.
You're very welcome. And I hope you're still taking the remedy I gave you.
Yes, please.
Well done. Well done. Well, that's good news for us. I just wanted to make sure that we got that out of the way. We're not just here to talk and to share, but we're a family that care. And that's what we want you to be focused on building in the class of Steele. This evening, I want to I want to talk to all of us. I want to talk to us this evening. And the reason is because while Ruth was calling about herself and her emergency in the hospital, one of my friends, my very good friends in the US, he as well was in hospital, and he died a couple of days ago. One of my very good friends, he passed away. And him and I had some plans to be hooking up this year, and those plans are not going to happen. But while I was going through the process of his passing and his life and who he is, and I was looking through his posts and the people that know him, there's not a bad thing to be said of him. He was a grandmaster in martial arts, and he was a top Hollywood star. Did quite a lot of martial arts movies, and he was an amazing mentor, friend, humanist. He was just an amazing person. And he's gone. The interesting thing is when I heard that he had passed, it tore my heart from my chest. I couldn't believe it. I sat and I was thinking of 1,000 things I could write on his Facebook post, and then I was thinking about the family, and it just overwhelmed me. There weren't words to say. But the interesting thing is that it's not 3 days yet And mentally, I have already moved on. Mentally, I've come to the place where he's gone. He's no longer there. And I was thinking about you guys, all of you. Every one of you, I was thinking about every one of you in the class of Steele. As a matter of fact, Ruth would tell you that I called her and I gave her a remedy that I know would work because it worked for me. And Ruth did it. And look, I keep looking at you. You don't even know how long I'm going to keep remembering this. You in China. You don't know how much you scared me. But it's okay. It's okay. But you're okay. You're good because you followed the instructions. You had everything to do, everything that you needed. You did it, and you're okay. You're fine. I want to tell you in the class of Steele Youth something. All of you have every single thing you need to make an impact on the earth. Say that. I want you to say that. I really want you to say that in your spirit. I have everything I need to make my impact on the earth. Just say that right this second, right this minute, right now. You have every single possible thing you need to make your impact on the earth. Let that sink into you. Let it sink in. The reason why I said let that sink in is because so many persons, so many individuals are in limbo because they are waiting for something else. They're either waiting for money, they're either waiting for plans, they're either waiting for some government minister, they're either waiting for some organization's approval, and you miss it. You miss it. The reason why a lot of persons are not getting the help they're looking for is because they're not realizing you have everything you need. Please understand that. Please understand that. I'm going to challenge every single one of you today because you only got one shot at this thing. You don't have 2 and 3 shots. That's not true. The first shot was not I'm going to do another shot. No. The first shot was you started a process and you never completed it. There wasn't no second shot. There was a picking up and continuing what you started. How many of you get what I just said? You only have one shot at making the impact that you want to make on the earth. One shot. How many shots did Thomas Edison have at the light bulb? How many shots? One. One shot. He never stopped until the light bulb was there. Just one shot. Come on, somebody. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Are you getting what I'm trying to show you? You only have one shot. And a lot of you are still in the process. Either you're working on your character, you're working on your attitude, you're working on your team, you're redefining the process, you're redefining the vision. But whichever way, however long it takes, it's just one shot. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask you a question. What was or what is the one thing you're waiting for? Iloma, could you unmute yourself, please? Iloma Kanubi. Unmute yourself and tell me, what are you waiting for to get to your next level, to get to your what you want to accomplish? What are you waiting for?
Good evening, Your Excellency. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Just before the class started, I have been in a networking company for some time, about 5 years now. But lately, business hasn't been like it used to be, and I had other aspect of me that I dropped because of the networking company. And the way the economy is now, I need something that should be bringing money on daily or weekly basis. Okay, no matter how small. So I went back to my baking things. I used to bake prior to this time, event planning and all that, but I typed low on that. But today I told my husband, I said, I need to get some things. And when I made a list of all I needed, I don't have the cash to conquer it, but I have little cash somewhere. Okay. So I told my husband, I said, help me get these items while I make calls to find out the cost of the remaining items. Not because I'm gonna borrow money or anything. No, I'm gonna use them as targets. I'm gonna give myself a time frame. So on my menu list, I have about let's say about 10 items, snacks, pastry, food, anything, just food items or snacks. But out of that 10, I can start with what I have now. I can start with 3 or 4. We can pave way or help me save up for the remaining items. Okay. You know, I was constrained throughout the whole of December because I was waiting for that big cash to come. And, unfortunately, most of the things I made, I didn't get the expected results. And my health, I had a health challenge that, have been keeping me low for some time. But now I'm not waiting for anybody's permission or recognition. I've already drawn out my list. Hopefully by Monday, I'll be getting to the market to buy those other things I need to start off with the 2, 3 snacks. And these 2, 3 snacks, they are things that people request for. Okay. Then I wanted to add juice or fruit drinks to it. I had to practicalize one out today. I've not seen the food for the first time, but I had to send my son to a shop. He got me those the fruits. I blended them, I strained them, and it came out so well. So I have that added to my menu as well. So nothing is stopping me now apart from the health aspect. By the special grace of God, my husband can help me get those materials. With that in my house, I can start up. The advert I need is not something that's going to cost me money. All it's going to cost me is my data, and I have that. So hopefully, I'm targeting Valentine. That's when people usually order for, like food trays. They wanted to bake a cake for somebody. They wanted to package a nice snacks for someone to celebrate somebody, a loved one, and all that. So before I was held down by, I don't have enough funds. But now I've realized that even with the little I have, I can start up something. I can start up something. So nothing is holding me back anymore.
Okay. Thank you so very much. So I want to tell you the reason why I went through that exercise. The reason why I went through that exercise with you is because a lot of individuals don't create accountability, don't create, I'm gonna do this, don't create, somebody's watching me and expecting me to make it. Are you with me? And it is important that you have a place where, as you continue to focus on what you want to accomplish, you do not stop going. You don't stop. And I want you, Uloma, I'm going to watch you and I'm going to talk to you, and we want to see you succeed. We're your family, and we're rooting for you. You got this. That's important. You got this. And all of you that are here, you've got this. But the funny thing is that we have such a dependence on externals, and we don't realize that that is the limiting factor in our progress. A lot of times there are individuals that you expect are going to do this, or you expect are going to do that. And if they don't do it, we blame our progress on that person did not do what they said they were going to do. And therefore, I'm grounded. Therefore, I am stuck. Therefore, I can't go any further. That ought not be the case. Are you with me? Don't allow any person or thing or action to say, I cannot do this, or I cannot accomplish this. Nothing. I'm going to give you a story that I never thought I would ever tell anybody, because it's not one that you talk about. But I remember there was a period that I was in Barbados, and I said to the Lord, I want something, I really want something to add value to do outside of work. I'm an A-class carpenter, joiner, a tradesman, and I was working for construction firms. But how many of you know when you're working for yourself, life is a whole lot easier? It's harder. It is harder to work for yourself, but life is a whole lot easier to some degree. You manage your time, you manage when you go, when you come, and nobody can tell you can't go or you can't come because you manage your time. Some of you will laugh at this, but I said to the Lord, I said, Lord, I want to do something. The Lord says, put the word on rocks. I said, what? He says, put the word on rocks. I says, how do you mean put the word on rocks? Yes, he says, put the word on rock. I says, okay. I'm an artist. I like painting. I'm an airbrush artist. Put it on rock. Okay. And I was on the beach when I got that revelation to paint stones. Okay. To paint stones. Somebody says, I'm an artist, but I can't afford paper. I'm an artist, but I can't afford this or that. Okay. Paint stones. Go to the beach and you'll find a lot of stones. Some of you will smile at this along the way. So I said, okay, Lord, I will follow your lead. And I started to paint stones. Can I tell you the honest truth, guys? When I was leaving, I said, but God, I don't have no money. And I found 1 cent. 1 cent. I found 1 single cent while I was walking. And the Holy Spirit whispered in my spirit, you have money now. I'm laughing and I'm talking to you, and I want you to get what I'm sharing with you. I want you to get it. I went home and I started to paint stones. I started going to the beach and collecting stones and painting stones. How many of you know that I paint stones? If you're on my Facebook, how many of you have ever seen my stone painting on Facebook? Have you ever seen it? Anybody's ever seen? You guys haven't checked out and seen some of my my rock art? One second. Okay. So I paint stones, go to the beach, collect stones and paint stones. This is the very first stone I ever painted. Let me show you. That's the very first stone I ever painted. Looks pretty crazy, doesn't it? Who's going to buy that? Look at that. That's the first stone I ever painted. And that's one that I took to General Motors Corporation. That's a stone, by the way. And that's airbrush work on the stone. I'm an airbrush artist. These are some of my other works. Those are stones. That's a Chevy. And that's a jazz festival that we had in Barbados, and I painted the stones for the jazz festival. And I got testimonies from some very powerful people that says, hey, this guy does good work, give him an opportunity, and long story being made short, I made thousands of dollars painting stones, thousands. People laugh when they see me going to the beach and lugging home with a whole bag of stones. But I enjoy the pleasure of coming up with a vision, focusing on it, and building. Listen to me. Today, I'm an ambassador. Today, I travel extensively. The stones have caused me to start a lot of my traveling. What am I trying to say? Don't let anything or anybody get in your way. Nobody. Nobody or nothing. Every single one of you in this class of Steele Youth, all of you are going to be successful. All of you. But you're only going to be successful if you get some critical things added to your character. Here's one of the things to add to your character that people might even say, you can't write what he's telling you because he's crazy. Because he's setting you up, and that's not good. How many of you think that life is without challenges? If you think life is without challenges, wave your hand at me. If you think that you could have a life without any challenges whatsoever, no troubles, no difficulties. If you think you could have a life perfect like that, wave your hand at me, please. Just wave your hand. Let us see who's thinking like that. If you think that that is possible. So how comes nobody's waving their hands and saying, oh, Dr. Steele, I know it's possible to have a life without troubles. How comes out of all of us, nobody thinks that? How comes nobody's waving at me and saying, no. You could have a life that is grand and exciting, and you don't have to have no troubles. You don't have to have no problems. How many of you, I know so many people that say, don't worry, as soon as I get this, or I get that, or I get this, life is going to be perfect. No more troubles. I know persons that are so wealthy and they don't sleep at night. I know persons that are so poor and you see them laughing every single day and you want to know, what has happened? But I also know persons in the opposite side of the scale. Why? Because life does not give anybody an escape from troubles. You will never find it. You can't run to the UK and leave Africa and think UK is better. Are you joking? Are you joking? You can't run from one region of your country and says, I'm going to go to another one because it's going to be better. Am I talking to the class of Steele? You wave at me. Come on, wave at me. You might not want to hear this message. I said to my wife, this is not going to be a popular message, but it is going to help you. It is going to help you. Because the only thing that you carry everywhere you go is your attitude and your character. That's the only thing you carry anywhere. Your attitude and your character. How did I get this far? How have I gotten to the place where I am? Wherever that is. I just care about helping others. I spend my whole life helping others. My whole life. How many of you care enough about helping others that your life is just consumed with helping others, that you don't even realize your own troubles and problems because you're so busy looking for solutions for others that you're a solutionist? A lot of you want to be ambassadors. Why? Because you want to have a shiny piece of metal to walk around with? That's not an ambassador. You could go and buy those from gift shops and get one of those shiny metals and just put it on, and people who don't know that you just bought the piece of shiny metal will never know. You know what a real ambassador is? A real ambassador is somebody who goes and carries a message. What message are you carrying to the world? What are you trying to carry to the world? I want you to think this evening, because you have come to these classes so faithfully. These classes and life does not give you currency like that. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. When you go to university and you study for your PhD and your master's, they don't give you money. You pay for your master's and your qualifications. You're spending money. When you go to a doctor after you get your PhD and you're now a doctor and you go into a workspace, they don't just give you currency. You work hard. You work hard for that. You would think that, well, I worked hard for my degree, I pushed, and now I've got my degree, so now I'm made. I just go inside of an office and I sit down and I've got it made. No. You've just stepped on another plateau where you have to work real hard. Ruth, don't get nervous. I got you covered. I got you covered, Ruth. You covered. So what am I trying to get into us today? It's not going to be easy. Forget easy. Forget it. Just put it out of your head. It's not going to be easy. Do you know why a lot of speaking gurus make so much money? Can I tell you why a lot of speaking gurus make so much money? Because they come and tell you they have found an easy way. How many of you have ever heard that? They found a secret. I got a secret for you that's going to make you successful. Yes. No work, no pain. Easy, easy, easy. Just come and join me and I'll give it to you. And you go and you join them by the thousands and they get rich. They come laughing and smiling at you and telling you, don't worry, you could do it. You could do it. And you keep trying and trying and trying, buying their tapes, buying their music, listening to all sorts of crazy songs that are and trying to challenge your mind, trying to raise your vibration, all sorts of crazy gimmicks. Come on, tell me if I'm talking real. If I'm talking real, give me a wave. If I'm talking real, wave at me. You see, I can talk this way because you're not paying me. You're not paying me. This is costing me to do this for you because I want to save you and the next generation from these gimmicks and this foolishness and the fallacy that it's going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. It's not. Nobody is going to come out and write you a check and as soon as you get the check, then you move on and life is honky-dory. It does not work like that. I want to raise a people in Africa and around the globe that say, I came through the class of Steele. I want to raise a group of people that understand you're going to be successful, you're going to make it, but because you did not give up, because you did not quit, because you fell into that 1% of the 1%. Everybody wants something easy. Everybody wants it to drop in their laps and they don't have to pay anything for it. That's the only reason this class of Steele has so many persons in it. You know why? Because it's free. I want you to really think about it. All of you are coming here every single Saturday religiously. No troubles. You show up. Why? Because it's free. But if you were paying for this, life has so many difficulties on us every single day that you would have to drop something that is least important. And do you want me to tell you the most unfortunate thing for us in Africa and around the world? The most unfortunate thing, the first thing we drop is personal development. The first thing that drops off the budget is personal development. I can't afford to develop myself mentally. I can't afford to spend any time on making myself able to deal with the challenges of life. Why do you think billionaires become billionaires? Can I tell you something? If you know the amount that billionaires spend in consulting fees and advisory fees, why? Because they develop themselves beyond where they are. If you don't pass through the class of Steele and in 2 years you're not productive and earning, you've wasted your time. You have. You've wasted your time. You've just got a lot of knowledge, good information, but you've not put it to use. Those of you that are in university, do you have a side job? Do you have something that you make a little bit of change? I used to deliver donuts. I used to deliver bread. I was a carpenter. I'm talking to us. Because every person sitting down wants a handout. But what are you doing? What are you doing with your personal development? And what are you doing with your value to mankind? Where's your value? Have you found something that needs addressing? You saw Sori Bangura that came in. He's differently abled. He's physically challenged. A physically challenged young man. And he's starting to move, make things happen, set up meetings, meet with individuals. I'm going to give him some secrets and some tools to get to the next level. Because he started, he's going somewhere. You can only invest in somebody who's doing something. I'm not flogging you. I'm not beating you. I'm encouraging you. I'm stimulating you. Because you see, when you have somebody that tells you the truth, sometimes it's a bitter pill to swallow. How many of you ever heard that statement, Buckley's, it tastes awful, but it works? Any of you ever hear that statement? It tastes awful, but it works. All of you are going to be okay. Every one of you. Not one of you is going to be left behind. I mentioned to you about going to Barbados in October. Barbados in October is where I will be. That's where we are looking to be. It's going to take planning, strategizing, putting things together, working diligently, one day at a time, but focused. I want all of you to know what you want to accomplish in the next 5 years. That's going to be a part of your homework when you're graduating. So write it down. Where do I see myself in 5 years? You've come through the class of Steele for 1 year. 1 whole year you've listened to me. The time is getting there. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Are you still having the same conversations with friends that you were having before you came to the class of Steele Youth? Are you still using your data to watch videos and things that really don't have any value and then complaining you don't have any data and then you have to find money to buy data for your phone? Come on, I'm talking to you. I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you. Do you still have those folks that waste your data on your phone? Downloading so many things that you're thinking, no, my phone can be used better. I want to celebrate every single one of you that spends so much money on data for the class of Steele. Come on. Come on. I don't think I take this lightly. Come on. This costs. This costs a lot of data on you. And I want to appreciate you for investing in yourself. I appreciate you for investing in you. This costs time every Saturday. Every Saturday, you're here. You're committed. Your family have gotten accustomed to when Saturday comes, this is where you are. My body is now accustomed to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's what my body's accustomed to. I know I have the class of Steele, either the youth or the adults, or my ministry. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And my mind is just fixed on it. Why? Because I develop a routine. When I go out, I know I have to be in by that time. But let me ask you a question. You guys only see me on Saturday. What are you doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday? What are you doing with regards to your own vision? What are you doing? Am I challenging you guys? Come on, wave at me if I'm challenging you. Come on, wave if I'm challenging you. Some of you spend so much time, and I'm not even going to put myself in that category. Some of you spend so much wasted time. I'm telling you, I can assure you that if I mentor a few of you personally, I can free up at least 30 hours of your schedule. I can free up for you of wasted things that you do. You might say, but that's not wasted. That's important. That's my, I have to maintain my social life. I have to maintain. Today is the second day. Today's the second day that I went out to a meeting in person today. The first lady would tell you that I am so confined to my office, to here, to working, meetings, conferences, online, everything. Why? Because I'm focused on what I want to accomplish. What about you? Do you get up and go and make it happen? Nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you. Nothing. I want to add another point. And I really want to hone in on this particular point. And I want you to take notes on this one. What about those people around you that are wasting your time? Those people around you. Are you in a group, an organization, a clique that persons are wasting your time and you find that you could do better with your time by yourself? Do you have somebody that you're saying to them, oh, come on, let us go and do this, and they're not interested, they're not inclined to do it, they're not a part of your team, they're not focused on bettering themselves, and you are trying to motivate them? So while you're trying to motivate them, you're becoming demotivated, and you're just running behind them, trying to get them to catch up to where you are. It's time to cut them off. It's time to cut them off. Because if you don't cut them off, eventually you'd look back and say, oh my God, it's 2025. You will look back and say it's 2025. And I will call you in, not any of you in here, but some others, and you will hear them saying, I really wanted to do that thing that you and I spoke about 5 years ago. Come on, somebody. Say that's not going to be me. Come on. Say that's not going to be me. Wave at me. Say that's not going to be me. Say that's not going to be me. I want to see your hand. I want to see your hand. Say that's not going to be me. You are going to accomplish what you set out to accomplish, no matter what it costs, no matter who you have to abandon, no matter who you have to put aside, no matter who you have to say, please, I don't have time to deal with you right now. Man, what are you doing? You're becoming scarce. You're becoming scarce. We can't see you because you're focusing. So the persons that you've got to cut off. Next point. Write this one. I'm going to teach on this one next Saturday. The First Lady have given us a whole PowerPoint presentation, and I'll be sharing on it next Saturday. This is the most important one. Are you ready? Personal brand. My brand. I'm going to answer that question, Uloma. You want to put me in trouble, oh Lord Jesus. Uloma wants to put me in trouble. Don't worry, I'll help you. Personal brand. Write that down. Personal brand. Say, I am a brand. Say that. I am a brand. I am a brand. His Excellency Dr. Michael Steele is a product. And a product have a brand. Okay? I'm a product. I'm a product of the creator. I'm a product of creation. I am a brand. Okay? Come on. I want you to get it. Say that. I am a product. Say that. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the fine details. You're a human being. You're not an alien. You're not an animal. Don't worry about those little technical things. Just say this with me and follow my line of thinking as I share with you. Say, I am a product. I am a product. I'm a product. I was created in his image and likeness. Products are created. And products have a brand. If you're a washing machine, you're either a Whirlpool or a Hot Point. You have a brand. And being a brand is important. Now, the interesting thing is that the product meets the populations, the people. The product meets the people all the time. And depending on how the product is, people will say, I like this brand. Come on, wave at me if you get what I'm saying. I like this brand. Now, as an individual, I want to teach you about brand. Okay? I want to teach you. Because I really want you to leave this class today so charged up that you would, my goodness. Listen, I'm going to meddle. Forgive me for meddling. I'm going to meddle. Forgive me. Forgive me for, can I have permission to meddle, please? Can I have permission? I would like permission to start doing some meddling because I'm just talking, but I need to do some meddling. Listen to me. Some of you ladies do not treat yourself like you are a top brand. You don't treat yourself like you're a top brand. You're just satisfied to be a product. Somebody, my Lord. You are a product, but you're a brand. Define that brand. Define yourself. Define your expectation of the world. Define your
Hello. Hi, everyone. Can someone hear me? All right. Well, we know that technology has a problem. I think UK right now, they're having internet problems. We can carry on the class as we wait for His Excellency to join us. I will invite our President, Ambassador Olukoya Olusogun, to take over the class. Thank you. Your Excellency, Ambassador Architect Olukoya, please take on the class.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. While we are waiting, His Excellency Bishop Michael Steele to join us, he was talking about you are a brand. Okay, he's back. Hello, sir.
You know, the class of Steele is a brand. It's not just me.
Yeah.
It's all of us. Come on, let's celebrate the class. Come on. Don't worry about it. Let's celebrate each other. Come on. Don't worry about it. Your Excellency Architect Olukoya, I lost my train of thought. The internet just cut off here, but that's all right. That's okay. And the reason why it's okay is because the world doesn't want you to get it, because the world knows that the minute you get it, it's going to be turned upside down. It's going to be changed. Say that. You should say, my God, you should say that. You should really, really understand what is happening in the bigger scheme of things. You are so important. You are so valuable. You are so needed for the next generation that the universe and everything negative will do anything to stop you from fulfilling your purpose, will do anything to stop you from making it. But you have to make up your mind, no matter what happens, I'm gonna make it. No matter what happens. Your Excellency Architect Olukoya, please remind me of the last point I was trying to make, because I lost a little bit of focus. Please, Architect Olukoya.
Yes, sir. You were talking about that you are a brand, that I am a product, I am a brand, that we should not allow those thoughts that somebody will want to make us feel as if, why am I addressing myself as a brand or as a product? So that's the point where you were when it went off, sir.
Thank you so very much. And I remember when I asked your permission to medal, and
Yes,
I said,
sir.
can I medal, please? And then
Yes,
I started to address the ladies. Thank you very much.
Yes.
My memory is back. I was talking to you ladies. Ladies, listen. You ladies command empires. I want you to Google who was Europa. You should Google who was Europa. Please Google who was Europa that gave Europe its name. Please. You ladies in the class of Steele are so powerful. So powerful. We're gonna do a live in-person conference in Africa, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna share some things with you ladies that your hair will grow if you're bald. Some of you should cut your hair and wait until I come and see how long it's gonna grow after you have the meeting. You're so powerful. But you have to understand that. And you have to recognize that nothing can stop you. Nothing. You were created. You were created with the ability to impact and make a difference. That's when you were created. And if you look at yourself and ask yourself the question, why am I looking for help for myself? Ask yourself that question. Why am I begging for help for myself when I'm supposed to be the solution? to other people's problems. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be the solution, not the problem. Architect Olukoya, I celebrate you because you recognize, like all of the other men that we're mentoring, you are the solution. Anytime you find that you are looking for you and trying to get you and realizing, wait a minute, this is not the way it is supposed to be. I'm supposed to be the solution to the problem. I'm supposed to be the one who has the answer. I'm supposed to be the one making an impact. I'm supposed to be the one making a contribution, making a donation, making being a blessing. If you're walking around as a beggar, you're not ready yet. This is you need to get to the place where you recognize, I need to be a contributor, a giver, not a taker, not a beggar. You men, listen to me. The time is 9 minutes past 6. And I'm going to wrap up this session by telling you something or some things. It's live, so that's all right. But if nobody never told you this one, I'm going to tell it to you. The biggest hindrance to your success is what goes on between there. The biggest hindrance to your success is what goes on between there. What do you tell yourself? What do you tell yourself? Come on, what do you tell yourself? It's my wife. It's my child. It's my money. It's my health. It's my job. What do you tell yourself? What do you tell yourself? Who do you go for counseling? Or what advice are you seeking? Listen to me. Listen. Please listen. Don't be angry. Don't be upset. Be calm. Be calm mentally. Okay? No organization does not have the solution to cause you to be successful. The class of Steele cannot make you successful. The class of Steele only contributes to your success. Do you understand the difference? The other part of the success model is about you and what goes on between there. What do you tell yourself after you leave these classes? Oh, he talks so much. He's always talking. He's so full of himself. He thinks he knows everything. Why do I go to this class all the time? Just talk, talk, talk. Does he give you money? Does he pay your bills? Does he send money for you? Do you have a grant? Does he have somewhere with funding? What are you telling yourself? That's your biggest hindrance. Who are you blaming? When you sit down and I say to you, I want you to tell me what is stopping you from accomplishing your dream. What are you telling yourself when you're going through that process? Oh, it's that wife you have. Yeah, because if your wife was this or was that or was this or was that, you would be this and you would be that. Oh, it's your husband. If your husband was this or he was that or was doing this or was doing that, you would be this. Oh, it is money. If you had the money, it would be this or it would be that or it would be. What are you saying between your ears? I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge you. Learn this secret. Sorry, it is my fault. And then walk away and sit down and find out how it was your fault. I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge you. I'm challenging you. It was my fault. And then sit down after and figure out, how was it my fault? What did I do that contributed to that I could look back and say, if I was in that position, I would have done the same thing or something worse or something different. You know what we like in life? We like individuals that get on our side and keep us from progressing. In my team, in the class of Steele, I don't have people that I agree with what they want and they're with me in the beginning stages. I have people that challenge me and I challenge them and we challenge each other. I have a chief of protocol that, my goodness, even me, when we have conversations, he challenges me. Architect Olukoya, he has a mind of his own. Her Excellency Doreen, my wife, oh Lord, help me, my wife. I am married to a leader. But what happens? How do we get to work together? Because we find a common ground. We find a mutual understanding, focus on it, build on it, grow on it, and we continue to move forward. Focus on what's between your ears. How was it my fault? I think that I have shared enough for today. Next Saturday, we will do branding. And I want you to focus on the points that I gave you today. I gave you points pertaining to the last point was what was on between your ears. I gave you points about branding. You are a product and you're a brand. I gave you points pertaining to you were created for a purpose, and that was to meet a need. And if you think that you were the need, that every minute it is about you and you and you and you, you've missed it. I almost want to dare to say the universe help those who help others. I think I could coin that. You know, you hear a statement that they're saying God helps those who helps themselves. I actually realized that the universe helps those who help others. How many of you have ever discovered that? How many of you have discovered when you want to help others, you find it so easy to get things done, but when it's all about yourself, sometimes it is challenging. As a Christian, even in the Bible, that's what it said. Others is help, himself he cannot help. Thank you so very much for listening in on this class. And I just want to know if Her Excellency Jeannie Steele, do you have any announcements for the class, Her Excellency Jeannie?
Good evening to everyone. Blessings on you, your family, your household, your communities. I just want to say welcome to Class of Steele Youth today. It's very good to see you all as usual, very bright and positive young people. And I'm happy to be a part of this journey with you. It is a delightful blessing for me to be here with you, to be a part of your journey, and to help to enlighten you as well. I just want as well to invite you to our Class of Steele conferences. Our ladies conference will take place on the 12th of February, and the gents conference will take place the following Saturday on the 19th of February. They will both be held from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. both days, which means for those 2 days, our Class of Steele youth program will be postponed. However, we want you to attend the conferences. You will receive a wealth of information there. The topic is World Without End, and we'll be speaking about preparing now for the future. I wouldn't give away too much, but I'm going to send you out some more information so you will see exactly what we will be sharing on. I would also send you the link for registration, which begins on Monday. If you have any questions of any kind with regards to the conference or anything else, you can always give me a call. If you don't have my number, I'll put it here in the WhatsApp group for you. You can send me a WhatsApp message or you can call myself. Likewise, you can also speak to our COO, Ambassador Doreen, if you have any questions or queries with regards to the conference or anything else that might be on your mind and you want to have a listening ear or get some advice, you are free to call us. I love you all. God bless you all. And I look forward to seeing you next Saturday.
And have a great night.
Have a successful week, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, my dear. And just so that you know, there is no charge for our conference. There is absolutely no charge. Some people think I'm mad. Maybe I am. So with that being said, I know equally with regards to your data, I will make an arrangement where you guys who are not able to be a part of a conference because you might not have broadband or internet connection in-house, I'll make sure that First Lady and myself and Her Excellency Doreen and His Excellency Olukoya, we would discuss putting it and making it available after for those who are in the Class of Steele Youth, so that they can view it afterwards, the download, because it's not going to be aired live. It is not going to be live. We are still discussing those details. With that being said, I want to ask His Excellency Architect Olukoya. I know I interrupted you when I went off, so I'll give you first space, Your Excellency, to share your thoughts and your comments for those in the class.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Dr. Marcus Steele. Thank you also, Your Excellency Jeannie Steele, our COO, Ambassador Doreen Burinchi, Bishop Comfort, and Grandmaster in absentia, as well as our Chief of Protocol. And every one of us in the class tonight want to appreciate you for coming. When His Excellency, number one is, where do you want to be in 5 years' time? If you don't have a well-structured vision for where you want to be in 5 years' time, you'll be so surprised that 5 years will come and go and you've not started or done anything. There's something about writing this thing down. All throughout his presentation today, you kept hearing him saying, write this down, write that down, write this down. Once you write it down, you are not just writing it on paper, you are writing it in your spirit and in your mind. And it goes a long way to put a sense of responsibility on you and I to make sure that we pursue that vision and ensure that it becomes a reality. So it is very important that we take time to think about and meditate also on the things that he has shared with us this evening, and then make and take deliberate steps to do something with what we've gotten tonight. The vision is very important. There are things that I wrote down some years back, and when they started unfolding, my wife was like asking, how did you know this will happen? I say, I never knew it would happen, but I know I wrote them down. You can see them, you can see dates attached to them, and they're all coming to pass. And of course, the other thing that struck me is the need for us to understand that we are a brand. I mean, we cannot overemphasize that, and I'm looking forward to him sharing it. I mean, it's going to blow your mind what Dr. Michael Steele is going to share about being a brand. So I'm not going to preempt. I'm just whetting our appetite to look forward to that aspect. We want to thank His Excellency, Dr. Michael Steele. And also, I'm not being partial, but I want to appreciate Ruth. Your time is something else, and you are still here. I mean, we appreciate you. And we thank God for your good health, and we love you in the class of Steele. Every one of us, we appreciate us, and please, let's look forward to the conferences, and please don't miss any of them. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for this opportunity. I appreciate you and I love you, sir.
Thank you so very much. I love you dearly, my brother. I want to ask Ambassador Doreen, Your Excellency, Ambassador Doreen, I don't know what you picked up, but I know you take copious notes of the sessions, and I just want you to encourage. I want you to speak a word of encouragement to those in the class pertaining to what we shared today, please. Your Excellency, Ambassador Doreen Burunji.
Yes, good evening, Your Excellency, Dr. Michael Steele, Her Excellency Jenny Steele, our Youth President, His Excellency Ambassador Architect Olukoya Olusogun, our Dr. Ambassador Bishop Comfort, and all the youth in the class of Steele. Well, the topic was really good, what you discussed, preparing the youth for their future. I know what really I would like to share with them is that when you're young, you get a lot of destructive things. And in as much as you write down your vision and mission and what you want to accomplish, normally there are hindrances that come into your plan, sometimes can overwhelm you and you don't achieve what you have projected to achieve. For example, in 1 year or in 6 months or in 3 months. So for you to be able to achieve that, you need to shake off certain things. Seriously, you have to someone told me, Doreen, you're at the bottom right now. You need to hide yourself for 2 years out of the surface, out of the public eye. And you go under and go back and do it again. Do not let people know what you're doing, because it could have been the same reason why they hit you and you went bottom. So whenever you're trying to achieve something, you need space. You need to free your mind. You don't need distraction. You need to identify, like Dr. Michael Steele said, that if I just had a mentorship session with you for 1 day, He will ask you what you do with your time. And then I'm telling you, by the time you're done with him, there are certain things you're going to have to shake off. And you're like, okay, I'm creating room for improvement. I'm creating room to advance, to achieve. If you have people who like talking to you, sometimes call you, take you out, you know, when you're young, you have a lot of energy. There are a lot of things you want to find out, but you need to identify those things that as long as they're not adding value to you, it's not easy for you to shake them off, but keep trying. Keep trying to shake them off. Before you know it, you'll be in line with what you want to achieve, and you will be successful while you're young, while other of your friends are still meandering around in the world. So thank you, Dr. Michael Steele, for that point that you have shared with the young people, and also the ladies. Not only ladies, even men. Some men really don't, some of us don't really know that we are a brand. You know, like for me, people have been struggling with me that I should make myself a brand. You need to invest in yourself. You need to have confidence in yourself. And then you know that this is your style. This is how you speak. This is how you communicate. This is how you dress. And this is your brand. And that brand can attract positivity and growth to you as a person. So it's not easy to make yourself a brand, but you need to work on it. You need to, if you're both men and women will have to need to exercise. They need to wear nice clothing. They need to perfect their speech. That's why you go for leadership courses. You learn how to communicate and all that. So in a nutshell, you're actually packaging yourself as a brand. Once you know that you're a product, at the time when I had just joined the class of Steele, Dr. Michael Steele would say, Doreen is a product. And I'm like, I'm a product. But now I understand that actually out of this product is the brand. I can now fully say I am the MD of Beyond the Sky Tours and Travel. That is, I need to protect my brand. That is what people identify me of. And then the product is me, who actually created Beyond the Sky Tours and Travel. So I become a brand for that I created. So whatever you put on the table, that this is what you stand for. For example, if you're a housewife, that's your brand. When somebody comes to your house, they should feel that, wow, this man is so blessed to have this kind of woman, because this is where you spend a lot of your concentration, and that's your brand. There's no shame in it. Yeah, whatever you focus your eyes on, it can be appreciated by those people outside there, and they will emulate and also improve on what they are pursuing. So it's important to work on your attitude and on your character. Those are the two things that I confirm with. I affirm what His Excellency has mentioned. Attitude and character opens doors. If you don't have good attitude and character, you can't go beyond your father's house, really. People will not stand you. So as you're growing in age, you need to mold your character and attitude so that you can build more relationships. And these relationships will take a lot of more time. I would like to give others an opportunity to make their submission. Thank you, Your Excellency, Dr. Michael Steele, and all the excellencies in the house and the members. I wish you a good weekend and hope to see you next Saturday. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so very much, Your Excellency Doreen. I want to ask Agnes. Agnes, would you share your thoughts, please? Go ahead, Agnes.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Agnes. Welcome.
Thank you. This evening's class has been very inspiring. It's more like a motivational class today. Even though you haven't gone into the branding, but I'm already anxious to know what you have for us. I can already start imagining how it would be like. Your class today has really encouraged me especially on plans I have had, and then I keep on delaying them due to resources, exposure, and those things. But today, your class has really opened my mind to the fact that it's not about somebody making you get there, but what goes on in between your ears. I want to believe that it's your mind more that is affecting. It's affecting you. So this evening, your class has been very inspiring. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so very much, Agnes. Abubakar, would you share your thoughts, please, briefly? Just give your thought.
Yeah, good evening to everyone. Good evening, Mr. Dr. Michael Steele. Though I came later on the class, but I have learned a lot of things. To be frank enough, there's sometimes I ask myself if what I'm about to do, is it going to affect me or not?
I'm not sure if it's going to affect you, but you disappeared. I'm not sure. Abubakar, you've disappeared. I'm not sure what's going to happen. When you come back, I will see if it will affect you, but think carefully, because whatever you're going to say seems to be very powerful. Uloma, please unmute yourself, Uloma. And I'm going to answer your question, Uloma, if you still want to ask it, or if you think it is better not asking it. But if you want to ask it, because I think others might need an answer to a question like that as well. So go ahead.
Okay, thank you so very much, Your Excellency. You can hear me, right?
Yes, we are hearing you.
Okay. Um, Lately I've been doing a lot of brainstorming. Okay, because I spent this January at home. Okay, I didn't attend to businesses like I used to, but I was still trying to figure out other ways that I can bring value, I can make more impact, and as well make more money, you know. Then this branding thing came up when, I wasn't really on social media the whole of January and all that. And I'm somebody that usually posts every day, morning, afternoon, night. In fact, I post almost every hour. So people started calling me and they're like, is everything okay? You haven't been online and all that and all that. That was when I began to have a rethink that I am a brand. And I did some research. Can I share with us what I found? Can I share with us, sir? Is it okay?
You will have to determine if you could share your public and the whole world is hearing you, including your friends and your frenemies. So you decide if you want to share. The platform is open, and I keep making it clear that it is being streamed live. So your frenemies and your friends are hearing.
I understand that part. I'm not going to share the question I asked. I want to share the things I got.
You are free. You are free to go. That's good.
Okay.
Well done.
Prior to this time, I was thinking like I needed some validation from some persons or something, before I could give my shot, like you said. But I realized that I don't need some mental reform to dig deep and ask myself, or I want it for somebody else. So why should I need to unleash okay, what is on the inside. And that was when I decided to, make my list and, open that aspect of me. But what I want to share with us, a few things I got on branding. In fact, I am so happy that you are talking about this branding. I got to realize that branding is a way of you identifying your business. It is how your customers recognize the experience you get to encounter or have while running your business. Why did I come to that realization? Because people started calling me, so that's to show that what I used to post or write was making an impact. And these people were not seeing it for a period of time, and they're like, wow, we are missing out on this person's input. Okay, so I brought that home to my baking. I said I've quite a number of people because I still receive baking orders, but I give it out to some of my friends, my downlines, and all that. I haven't really focused on that. So I told myself, Uloma, you are a brand, so don't shy away by dimming your visibility on social media, because I make noise. I can make noise on social media for Africa, but all of a sudden, all of a sudden, I just went, I just hibernated or something. I don't know, So, but right now that you have thrown it to our face, I'm going to unleash. I don't even, in fact, I don't need any other thing. I think the next thing is just to start posting, because even I started with my kids' lunch packs, what they took to school, and I'll be taking pictures of it, So I think I'm just going to, boom, come out on my WhatsApp status, on TikTok, on Facebook, on Facebook status, on Twitter, wherever. I'm going to be on people's face, and they don't have any choice. They do not have any choice than to patronize me. I found out that a lot of women, a lot of housewives, we battle with time. We are always caught up with time. So I'm thinking of bringing up something that could save their time and at the same time give them results that they want. Let me give you times some cash to get their lunch. And most times you are not certain of how whatever they may be eating could be. So I'm thinking of coming up with, creating that, bringing that solution to them as early as possible and dishing it out, so everybody gets to have a balanced diet as a lunch pack at a pocket-friendly amount. So thank you so very much for this class today. In fact, I am going back to my recipe book and I'm bringing in fact, people are going to be shocked. Thank you so very much for today's class.
Tell them that you went and you got your information vaccination. If they ask you, what happened to you that you are different? I got an information vaccination from the class of Steele. Pretty, where is Pretty? I was looking for Pretty. She has disappeared. And I see Abu Bakar, you're back. Abu Bakar, go ahead, you're back.
Yeah. First of all, I just want to. I had bad network. That is why my data went off. Like I was saying, the class of Steele, this particular class has taught me something today. Sometimes way back, I used to help, like what you just said. There's sometimes I help people, but helping myself, it becomes very more difficult. It becomes an obstacle for me. But the thing I learned here today is my mindset. I have to clear up my mindset first before starting up something, before trying to do something. You taught me about how to overcome disappointment and all that. And I just want to share something to the class of Steele that um, ever since I started coming to the class, I've been saving something. I've been saving something to start up something. And I have just kicked up my project, like starting up an agriculture business because I'm a university student final year. But I just don't want to depend on when I'm out of the university. I'll be trying to like search for job and all that. So I want to start up an agriculture something which I have just started it anyways. But the class of still helped me to build up that confidence in me. Because at first, when I usually have money, I just eat it and start thinking that tomorrow I'll make it. But how can I make it without me saving? So ever since I've started coming to the class, I start doing this. I for every day I just save, like if I have like 5,000, I'll just save 2,000 and eat the 3,000. So now I'm about to start my project, my culture project. God willingly, I'll check the the ground. I'll check the ground on Monday before starting classes. To be frank, class of Steel have made something very much an impact to me. So I'm happy, and I'm promising you, all of you, that I'm going to fight to succeed. Thank you very much.
You're in Sierra Leone, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have somebody that is responsible for the major agricultural projects. I have thousands of hectares there and produce and ideas and a team, and I will commit him to you and you to him, and I will see how we can help you to be successful. So you can almost consider that your success has a good wedge inside of it, and
Thank you.
that I will recommend you to him. The only thing that I want you to maintain, one thing, is integrity. Do you have a bank account already established for what you're doing?
Yes, I have a bank account, but it's a seven account. I have a bank account.
So I'll give you some pointers on how to register your business there in Sierra Leone, and equally how to get yourself a business bank account. We have a business bank manager there that's a personal friend, and I'll make sure that they assist you in getting your business bank account opened. All right.
No problem. Thank you.
And I just want you to mentally stay focused. And remember, this is how life works. When you have something to say to somebody, I have something. The person might not give you currency. A lot of times they give you advice. They give you somebody that can help you. And once you take the advice and you run with it, and the person they give to you, you're honest to them, all of a sudden you recognize, whoa, doors are opening. And that's how governments work. That's how countries work. That's how nations work. They work on relationship. I recommend you, you get the recommendation, you live up to expectation. The next time I want to do something in your country, who am I going to call? I'm going to call you because I've already proven you. I've already experienced you. And that's what I want all of us in the class of Steel Youth to understand. Everything, if you really secretly notice it, I've been helping from behind the scenes. If you secretly observe, that's what we do. And the most important part is that you don't give up. Don't start anything that you're just going to try to see if you could get a quick dollar. Do not do that. If you plant one crop and you want to get one yield, when you get that yield, you plant another crop after you get that yield, and you increase your productivity, and you increase your relationships, and you just build. And one most important thing that I'll give you a secret, find a community that you help. A community that when your produce come, you take some and give it to that community. Even if it's a community that can't give back anything to you, just find some community that you can give back. Are you with me? Because that is what creates the ecosystem of success. The ecosystem of success is created because you take something, but you give back something. A little fact, have you ever noticed that every single thing that have life excretes? Have you ever noticed that? Everything that have life excretes. It takes in and it gives back. Every single thing in life. Remember that. Everything in life take in and give back. If you're only taking in and you're not giving back, life will chew you up and spit you out. It will not allow you to pass through. There's a difference. It will chew you up and spit you out. It will not allow you to pass through. You see, when you pass through, then you become profitable for who want to receive the end product. But if you don't pass through and you get spat out, you don't go any further. All right? Don't worry about it. Some of you will think on what I just said and you'll get a little bit of wisdom from it. But I hope you get that. Everything in life has a come in and a go out. Even trees, as much leaves as they have, they drop leaves and they're fertilized on the where they are. Correct? Everything takes in and gives back. Pretty, go ahead, my dear. Good evening.
Good evening, Your Excellency.
Hi, good evening. Go ahead and share your thought.
Good evening, all the excellencies in the house. Sorry, my network has been giving me some challenges, but I hope I'm back now for good. Okay, I'll share something, my experience at my workplace. When I started my job in 2013, I told myself I'm going to be a brand teacher. I'm going to be coming to work early, take my work seriously, and not be those lousy teachers that feel government school is somewhere they can just come and just.
Okay. I think we've lost her again. All right. When she returns, we'll pick up where she left off. Your Excellency Bishop Dr. Comfort, would you please lend your encouragement to the youth, please? Your Excellency Bishop Dr. Comfort, who is our coordinator for all of West African region, and she's also responsible for those in Ghana. Your Excellency Bishop Dr. Comfort Adu, could you unmute yourself, please?
Thank you, Your Excellency, Bishop Dr. Michael Steele. I salute you, the First Lady, Jeannie Steele, Your Excellency, and the CEO in the person of Ambassador, Excellency Doreen, and also the President of the Youth the youth class, His Excellency Architect Olukuya, and all the excellencies in the house, and also the current students of the class of Steele Youth. I salute you once again, Your Excellency. You know, I'm much particular about the future, especially when it comes to the youth, because there has been some time I always think about what will one be in 5 years' time. When I started working around the 80s, I could see some young boys. When you meet them in the morning, they will tell you they are on the afternoon shift. When you meet them on the afternoon shift, they will tell you they're on the morning shift. And then they were doing this job shoe shine. And I just observed for a while. Then one day I caught them in a time that it wasn't either morning or afternoon. And I asked them, why are they behaving so? They said they needed money for one or two things. And I said, okay, consider yourself in the next 5 years. If you don't attend school and you don't get yourself something to do in the future, what do you think this small scanty money that you are running after, what do you think it will do for you? You are almost 70 years. Add 5 years to it. Can you carry this box around? One so much that you are even almost planning to be ahead of the house? Give me a break. Just tell me, are you sure? And they came one day begging that, no, because of this and that. And I said, no, just give yourself to studies, to become somebody in person, somebody unique, because God created everyone unique. And I'm glad you were talking about this branding, so that if there's, so for example, you have learned a trade, or you have learned something that no one has access to, and they need it, they will come to you. And then that really generates more money for you. Why am I saying this? When you are a child, there are so many things that comes into your mind, especially when you are always moving with your peer group. I always advise people that if you want to get somewhere, don't always walk with your peer group. Work with people who have experience, people who will encourage you, people who will teach you something that will help you in the future. That is why the class of Still Youth is up. It is there to encourage you. It is there to mentor you, to train you to be somebody of a special brand. In the next 5 years, when we see you, maybe you are an MP, or you are even aspiring to become a president of a nation. Not everybody will become a president of a nation, but if you have the chance to become a president of a nation or an organization, a leader of an organization, or a head of an organization, you should be somebody of a spectacular, somebody everybody can look to with a difference. So I will encourage you that start doing that. Have a brand for yourself. You are a product that everybody will run after if it is very good. So that in future, if you have such a product, then we can count ourselves that our future is not a disaster. Our future is something that you look to, that it will be of a difference. Thank you so much. And I'm looking for the next 5 years to meet either of you, and then I'll see how you have come up to. The Lord bless you and then keep you and give you the strength to achieve it. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Your Excellency, Bishop Dr. Comfort Adu. And I'm expecting to see quite a few of you this year. And I'm expecting to see you guys in Barbados. I want to go surfing and enjoy some beach with some of my class of Steele people. So I'm excited about you guys going to Barbados with us. Pretty, I'm going to let you try. Pretty, don't turn on your camera. Try to speak without your camera on and see if the bandwidth would favor you a little better without your camera. So go ahead, Ukraina Pretty, go ahead. Just don't turn on your camera and see if it favors you a bit better. Okay. Hello? Nope, it's not favoring you at all. Type what you want to say, a few words, and I'll read them for you, Pretty, because you're not coming across. Apologies.
Hello, can you hear me now?
You're not coming across, Pretty. We're not receiving you. We're not receiving you. Not receiving you. Okay, I have somebody that is here that I just want to give him a brief moment. I know we have to close in.
Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Let me turn off the camera. Can I speak now? Can you hear me? Well, the network is very.
Okay, go ahead, try. Okay, we have Badilaria out of Barbados, who's responsible for the Barbados trip, and I want him to just greet you, let you hear his voice. I think next Saturday I will let him tell you a little bit more next Saturday, but But buddy, we have a couple minutes before we close the class this evening, but I just want you to song your voice so that they know what we are, we're looking at in Barbados for October. So just briefly unmute yourself, buddy, and share your voice with us, please. Reverend Buddy Larry from Barbados, could you unmute yourself, please? Okay, no connection there. All right. Challenges this evening with the network. That's all right. Stephen Abu, Stephen, good evening. I know you were in the whole class. You've joined us in the adult class. And I just want you to song your voice and give your take briefly on this evening's class and what you thought about it.
Wow. Good evening, everybody. I want to greet His Excellency, Dr. Mike Steele. I want to also greet the first and the only lady, Her Excellency Jenny Steele. I want to greet also Her Excellency Dr. Comfort. I want to greet also Her Excellency De Brundi. I want to greet Her Excellency Architect Olukoya. It's a pleasure.
Wait, not Her Excellency. He's a man.
Okay, His Excellency. Sorry. His Excellency Olukoya. Okay, Sadiola, that is a female. Okay, yes.
Yes, Adiola is the first lady.
Okay.
That's all right. I can't let you get away with that.
I'm sorry. I want to say it's a very good topic. Where do I see myself in 5 years' time? Where do I see the youths around me in 5 years' time? Quite interesting. And I learned something quite cardinal. He said the ecosystem of life. We take in and we have to give out. It's an idiomatic expression that we need to sit down and think about it. That's a very good call. I am a product and I'm a brand. So I'm created by the creator to meet a special need, a peculiar need. So I'm a peculiar person. I'm a peculiar brand. Even though I'm a product, there are different products in the market, but I'm meant to meet a special need. I'm waiting to get that teaching too. It's quite interesting. I want to encourage every youth that is here. Where will you be in 5 years' time? I see you going there with these classes. I see you making it. I see you becoming a special solution to what people are looking for in the world. And I want to thank God for these teachings. God bless you, sir. Your Excellency. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so very much for your submission, Stephen. And Stephen has joined the full mentorship in the adult class of Steele, and we're having some fun. We have a good time in the adult class of Steele side. Joseph Ibrahim. Joseph, go ahead. Can you unmute yourself, Joseph? No, it doesn't look like Joseph has any microphone at all. John, I see a John by himself. John, could you unmute yourself?
Yes, good evening, Doc.
Good evening.
Okay, I just want to thank you and everyone else. It's actually my first time being in this group. I was invited over by Mrs. Pretty, and every minute I spent is worth it. I want to thank you and all the excellencies and all the participants for this great privilege. I would just want to say that talking about branding is something deep for me. I like to think the ontological way as a philosopher. I'm thinking of from the raw material to the finished product, and how long do I have to remain on the stage? And while I'm gone, would this brand still remain? So many thoughts. I mean, it's too much for a day for me. So I will sleep over this, and I really want to thank everybody, and I want to encourage all the participants and myself especially, for this privilege. I think I'll make the best of them. Thank you, Doc, and thank you, everyone. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Thank you so very much for being with us. Reverend Buddy Larry, I see you've got your system sorted out. Go ahead, buddy.
Yes. Yes, I would just like to say it's always a pleasure to, tune in to the class of Steele and to hear how appreciative the students, let's say students or the comrades, are with the sharing of information. What I would like to just say to our brothers and sisters is take note of what is happening around the world today and the importance of the class of Steele at this time. I know it was set up a couple of years now, but 2022 is a most important year in the history of the world. It commemorates the 530th anniversary of the, let's say, spiritual power that we as African people had been, that was taken away from us or suspended and given to another group of people, which we would call Caucasians or white people. It happened when African people were controlling the area which we now call Spain and Portugal. All that area was controlled by African people for 800 years of the African people trying to teach, just as the class of Steele is now teaching, that our African people were teaching Europeans how to be civilized, how to regain or recapture their humanity. And then on the 1st of January, 1492, for reasons which we still do not understand, that power of we teaching others was taken from us, and we became then the victim of that aggression that we were trying to teach people that they should not have. So for the last 530 years, all you have to do is Google it. Google what happened at the Battle of Granada in Spain in 1492. And what happened to us as African people? We lost the power that we had. And 7 months later, Christopher Columbus was sent out from Spain on an exploratory mission. And that exploratory mission transformed the world that we had into what we now presently have. That power that was taken from us or suspended is now about to be given back to us. And that is why you now have the African Union, you now have the Caribbean or CARICOM coming together. You now have the issue of reparations globally. And at the same time, you have this devilish, and I say devilish, initiative of the virus. And that is why I was pleased when I heard the Honorable Bishop Steele said to the young lady earlier that she can say that she had an injection of information from the class of Steele. The class of Steele is very important as a teaching endeavor, because what he has done, or what is being done, is using the international community as a classroom for teaching us, or some of us who need the teaching, the principle. And when I heard him said earlier, don't give up. Don't give up. If you have a goal, pursue it. Pursue it. And Dr. Steele and myself have been on a trajectory for a number of years because he know I have a goal that I have been pursuing now for 44 years after becoming conscious of who I am as an African. So do not give up on your endeavor. The ancestors are speaking and enabling us to capture ideas that they have left with us. So just continue to be encouraged by the work that is being done by Dr. Steele. That would be my advice to you all. And I look forward at some time for some of us to be meeting in person, because there's a lot that is happening at the present. And we'll, let's say, become more visible during this year, 2022. So that is my, let's say, my recommendation to you all. Keep on believing in yourself, believing in your ability, and know that what has happened to us does not define us. It is the experience that God, for whatever reason, choose to put us through. We are now coming out of that experience. So something happened to us. Nothing is wrong with us. So that's my not admonishing, but that's my recommendation to you all, especially the young persons. This is your time. Believe in yourself, aim high, and to achieve what is written in the stars. The ancestors are there for you. And don't be afraid to call on them. Don't be afraid to call on them. Thank you very much, Dr. Steele.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Reverend Buddy Laria in Barbados. He's in his 70s and he refused to throw in the towel. He makes heads turn. He makes persons look and review and refocus and rethink. And if there's anybody in the Caribbean who has an understanding of what has happened to us, he's one person who does. And he has been my friend and my one of my mentors on another side. And for many years, we've done many TV shows. We've started many movements that were through Africa that are still successful. And Bridgetown became a city of peace because of him and myself and other nations. A lot of things happen. But what I want to say to you is I'm not here to gloat or to show off. What I'm actually here to say is that all of you are a brand. And when you come next Saturday, do whatever it takes not to be distracted next Saturday, and make sure you bring and take notes and keep looking at those notes because they will change you. Just takes a word sometimes to change us. I was reading from Pretty, and she says, while trying to maintain personal and professional integrity, I ended up being brand in my profession. Every school head wants to work with me because supervisors were recommending me. I need to fix myself, take appropriate account of my schedule because I have everything it takes to make an impact. And that was said by Pretty. She typed it out because she was having challenges with her internet. But I think what she's getting across is that she's a brand, and all of us are a brand. Ruth, you're a brand in China, and your brand represents Ghana. It represents your Black brothers and sisters. It represents young women. It represents a student from a university. It represents all the things that you have been through. Agnes, go ahead quickly, Agnes. Agnes, have you spoken to us already? You spoke already, Agnes?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Aha, because I saw your battery dying and I thought,
Yes, my
did I
battery
use-"
is running low.
All right. So with that, we're gonna close. I want to thank all of you for being here this evening and appreciate you. I want to appreciate Her Excellency Ambassador Doreen Burunji. Equally, I want to appreciate His Excellency Olukoyan. I want to appreciate every one of us, Her Excellency Bishop Dr. Comfort Adu, Reverend Buddy Laria, who joined us today from Barbados. I appreciate you. And I want to thank you, Ruth. We're very pleased that you are recovering. And we look forward to seeing you in the next class on Saturday next week, where we'll be looking at branding. And trust me, you don't want to miss next Saturday. Invite somebody, give them the link and tell them, come on, join me in class. You won't be disappointed, because branding is what all of us on the earth are experiencing. And if we focus and put it in the right perspective, I promise you, the world will be running after you and you'll be saying, I don't even have time for myself anymore. Why? Because that's the secret. Branding is all about giving yourself to the world and finding your place of success. I'm His Excellency Dr. Michael Steele, and on behalf of Her Excellency Jeannie Steele, First Lady, class of Steele Management, thank you so very much. Good night and God bless. I'll see you guys in the next class. Bye-bye, guys.
Good morning. Good night.
Good morning, Ruth.
Hi, everyone. Good night.
Good night, guys.
Good night. Good morning.
Ruth, is it very cold in China? Is it very cold in China now?
Yeah, yes, please. It's snowing. Yeah, it's actually snowing.
You could go outside and build a snowman and throw snowballs.
Okay.
All right. Good
All right,
morning,
everybody.
everyone.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
everybody. God bless. Abu Bakar, good evening, sir. God bless.
Bye-bye.
Noreen, bye for now.
Good night.